Shalom, Kahaloyum, Wahawad, La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Hakwadash. Double honor being to the head elders, all the apostles and bishops, a great millstone. And shalom to you, Akim, out there in like mind, pushing and uplifting the name and word of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in sincerity and in truth. Welcome to another Proverbs of the day, where we get wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and even prophecy from the wisest man to live of his time, King Solomon. And we know who he is in the spirit. That's the Lord Yahweh Shai. Now, this is the phase of warnings and instructions, okay? Now, it says, verse 1, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. And Apostle James echoed this same sentiment. All right, it says, what is your life? It is even as a vapor. So if you are to do anything, it's imperative that you say, Lord willing, we do this or we do that. For we know not what tomorrow may bring or what a day may bring. Verse 2, let another man praise thee and not thine own mouth, a stranger and not thine own lips. Right. Okay. That's why we're all about this work of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. We're all about exalting Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and in return, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai gives the honor, all right, to men that are sincerely serving him. All right, we're not here for flattery. We're not here for praises of men. We're here to praise Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and through that, we get honor. It's an honor to us that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is being praised. A stone is heavy and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? All right, that's one of the grave sins, so to speak, if you will. I know the scriptures doesn't name them that way, but there's a thing called the 7 deadly sins. All right, which it holds some truth to it. It does. All right, but nonetheless, envy is one of them, and envy is pretty much to be covetous. Envy goes into being covetous. Covetous meaning to want or desire something that is not you, that doesn't belong to you. All right. Popular verse 5, open rebuke is better than secret love, right? That's why we go out to the highways and byways. We get on these videos and we openly rebuke. All right, we openly rebuke our people, first and foremost, the so-called blacks, Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, man. All right? Because within that shows love. Verse 6, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Right? The full soul loatheth in honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Thine own friend and thy father's friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity, for better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. Right. Verse 10 in the NLT says, never abandon a friend, either yours or your father's. When disaster strikes, you won't have to ask your brother for assistance. It's better to go to a neighbor than a brother who lives far away. Verse 11, my son, be wise and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproacheth me. Popular verse. Verse 12, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. Right, we're seeing We're foreseeing the evils that the so-called white man is bringing to pass, man. Through his technology, this technocracy, this fifth industrial revolution, right? And we're warning of it. And not only that, it says, and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Right? Through these warnings, we're seeking to hide ourselves. Hide ourselves where? Psalms 91. He that abideth under the shadow of the Almighty. All right? And so on and so forth. I forget how the rest goes. You go read Psalm the 91st chapter. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. He that blesseth his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. A continual dropping in a very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. Right, verse 15, the NLT says, a quarrelsome wife is as annoying as a constant dripping on a rainy day. Whosoever hideth her, hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand, which bewrayeth itself. Iron, popular verse, iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Right, this is going through these scriptures, all right, and putting it out there in the ether, all right, and trusting in the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Whoever needs to hear these words and this edification, it will sharpen you. All right. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof, so he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. As in water face answereth to face, as in water face answereth to face, so the heart of man to man. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of men are never satisfied. Verse 21, as the finding pot for silver and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in a mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Verse 22 in NLT says, you cannot separate fools from their foolishness, even though you grind them like grain with mortar and pestle. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flock, popular verse, and look well to thy herds. Yeah, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, that's exactly what the elder apostles do. Elder apostles and bishops. For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation? The answer is no. The crown does not endure to every generation. Verse 25. The hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are for the price, and the goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goat's milk enough for thy food. Yeah, because it's known that goat's milk is one of the healthiest milks you can drink. For the food of thy household, and for the maintenance for thy maidens. All right. So yeah, man, this has been Proverbs 27. Lord willing, you learned something. Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor again to the head elders, the apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom.